Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. I wanted to talk about some components of a rifle that I think is critical as you're looking to build a rifle for defense purpose, right? Whatever it is, zombies or Russians coming from the sky, whatever it is, I wanted to talk about a couple of things that I think is critical in my opinion. And the big one is going to be two big ones. The big one is going to be a light, and the second one is going to be an optic. So I wanted to put that in place. So I want to let you guys know, because I know a lot of you guys are trying to build a rifle. So again, because you're doing that, just keep those things in mind. First of all, this light right here, I just did a video. Look at that, guys. This is a Streamlight light, the Pro Tag. What was it? JH6, I think it was. Again, I'll link the video down below. But I think it's super important to have a flashlight. And I know some of you guys in the video say that you guys have been having issues with this flashlight. I haven't had any issues with the Streamlight. I had the little brother, worked out fine. This one hasn't been put through the paces. I guess we will do a video and we will talk about that in the future. But a light is super important because the same reason that we talked about in everyday carry system, right? You have to be able to identify the bad guys. If you can't see the bad guy, it's just something that you're going to have issues. So in a rifle, you got to be able to, you know, kind of like access the light and be able to turn the light on very, very easy. And I like the pad, or like the pressure pad right here, right? So again, you know, you have your rifle, you could easily maneuver the rifle, and you could easily turn the light on and the light off. So I really like that. This one pushes out about 1,000 lumens. And in my opinion, 1,000 lumens is just a really good amount of lumens. If, again, you know, if you have a light that pushes out about 1,000, you know what I'm talking about. Some people don't like to push out a lot of lumens. Some people, for home defense and things like that, they think like 300 or 400 lumens is enough. I don't subscribe to that philosophy. I subscribe to the philosophy of a lot of lumens is the best, because specifically on a rifle that is designed for defense and things like that, you don't know where you're going to start, or you don't know where you're going to end. You may start here, but you may end in a different location, right? You may be inside a house now, but tomorrow you may be in outside. So again, we're talking about a rifle for self-defense. So a good light is going to be something that you really need to think about, and it's something that you got to add up to your rifle. And again, it doesn't really add up that much weight, right? The other thing that I'm going to say that a lot of people tend to cheap out is on the scope. Now, this one right here has quite a few months with me, actually a lot, and it has a pretty good amount of rounds through this one. Nothing insane, but it has several hundred rounds, most likely with this optic. I don't remember the count. This is the Racer AMG. Again, I'll link it down below. Holographic sight. I like it, guys. You know, I started having some issues with it, and I thought I wasn't going to like it. I mean, it looks really nice right there. And, you know, it's kind of big and bulky, and I thought it was going to be like, kind of like, whatever. I like it. I have learned to love it. I have learned to like it a lot, and I do like the reticle big time. Again, I'm going to link information down below for you guys to check it out. You're welcome to see that video. But I'm digging the reticle, and to me, in my opinion, it's really easy to find, really easy to engage. Now, an optic is super important, because obviously having an optic is going to allow you to get, you know, rounds and target more accurate. So again, you know, some guy told me the other day that sights is critical, a good way to gain some fundamentals. I definitely agree with that. In my opinion, you know, backup sights, at one point I said maybe not, and then I changed my opinion. Backup sights are good, right? So again, you know, having sights is just good. You know, it teaches those fundamentals. But when it comes down to a rifle, after you learn those fundamentals, you really want to get an optic, and you really want to get an optic that is going to be designed for the rifle that you're building. Now, what I'm trying to say is that if you're going hunting, or you're planning to take a long shot, well-aimed shot at a longer distance, obviously a holographic sight, a red point, it's really not going to be the best choice. And I have talked about that in several videos. Again, I'll link it down below. But you got to be able to get a reliable, a dependable optic that is designed for what you want. It's designed for your mission. Again, this rifle right here is probably going to be a good rifle up to 50 to 100 yards. After that, probably not. It's not going to be the best choice. It doesn't really have any magnification. It just has a circle with a dot, and that's it. So, but I'm telling you, for close combat, for, close, 50 yards in, this is going to be great, and it's just going to work fantastic. So you really need to identify your mission and be able to set up your rifle according to that mission. Again, going back to the light, if you have a rifle that is designed to shoot at a long distance, 200 yards plus, you really need a light? Probably not, because you're going to have an optic, and that optic is going to be designed to shoot way back out there. So again, a light is not something that, in my opinion, is ever going to hurt. Having a light is great, but if you're going to be shooting at 200 yards or 100 plus yards with a rifle, really the light is not really going to do much, right? But if you're inside a house, you easily could then identify the bad guy and then get sun, right? In this optic specifically, as I'm looking through that, I could still see my reticle, right? So it does get washed out a little bit with the light coming back towards you, but I still see the reticle. So again, for defense purpose, a light is critical. An optic, something like a red point, a holographic sight is critical. And then the other thing that I will mention, obviously having things like a nice stock, a charging handle, it's just things that are nice. But having a slim, nobody talks about this stuff, guys. Like really, how are you going to hold your rifle? People don't tend to talk about things that are important in the community, and quite frankly, it's because a lot of people just don't know, right? Now, this is the 1-point slim right here. I did a video on this a while ago, but you got to be able to have a slim because it just allows you, first of all, allows you to return your rifle to you, right? Like right now, I have the rifle on me, right? But not only that, you never know when you're going to have to use your hands. So again, you may find yourself in a confrontation. You need to use your hands, and then now you could let it hang and use your hand to take care of business, right? So that's super important. Now, there's one point right here. I need to readjust it because it's hanging a little bit too low. And I really think I'm going to start heading up to the 2nd or the 2-point slim. I seen a few, and it's kind of getting my attention. I always been a 1-point kind of guy, but it's lately has been getting my attention. So I may be able to switch to that. And slims like this, they could be utilized as a 1-point or 2-point. But again, very, very important to have one of this. Nobody talks about them, but you really need to have one. So again, I want to put a quick video here. If you're looking to build a rifle for self-defense or something like that, you really need to have a light. You really need to have an optic. You need to have a slim to have that rifle on you, and you really need to go out there and put some practice on. To me, those are critical components that people really don't talk about. Optics is a big one for sure. And again, make sure that whatever optic you get is going to match the mission that you're trying to accomplish. It's starting to get dark, guys, so I'm going to be done talking because I like to talk a lot. Let me know what you think. Put comments down below. And as always, God is in control.